Market Watch Wednesday, making money while we sleep, riding the roller coaster together, stacking stocks and coins each week. Market Watch Wednesday, making money while we sleep. In the land of smiles, sun shining bright, elephants wandering through the morning light, temples glow with gold, the air's alive. Thailand's magic got me feeling so high. From the markets buzzing, colors so bold, to the stories in the streets, ancient and old. Every corner's got a vibe, it's calling my name. Cooper's out here, and I'm loving the game. Coopersthaiadventure, oh what a thrill. Chasing the beauty from the sea to the hills. Coopersthaiadventure, can't get enough. Thailand's got my heart, it's the land that I love. It's the land that I love. Golden beaches, sand so soft and white, crystal waves crashing under starlit nights, snorkel in the cold, dance in the tide. Every moment's a wave, I just wanna ride. Pad thai sizzling, spice lights up my soul. Mango sticky rice, yeah, it makes me whole. Tom Yum's got that kick, flavor so divine. Thailand's food's a feast and it's blowing my mind. Coopersthaiadventure, oh what a thrill. Chasing the beauty from the sea to the hills. Coopersthaiadventure, can't get enough. Thailand's got my heart, sister, my heart. Shore. Every step's a story, I'm craving for more. Smiles all around, the people so kind. Thailand's a treasure that's one of a kind. Floating markets, lanterns in the sky, festivals that spark like the stars up high.
Hello, tubers. It's Monday here. It's June 15th. Time flies in Thailand when you're having fun, guys. It's half the month is over. And where did it come from? It just looks like we got into June here. Beautiful day. Sun shines out. It's kind of like a land of smiles. It's a paradise here. So when you're able to get over, and you guys that have been here already, you know what I'm talking about. So you're probably wishing to get back quick. Yeah, what's going on in Thailand today? Things are quiet on the roads, I find, and the malls and the stores. Low season, that's the reason. So you will notice a difference when you're here for a year at how that goes. Personally, I'm renewing my retirement visa. Singh's working on it. I think today he'll be attending immigration. I sent documents. I did the what is it, 70,000 baht a month for 12 months consecutive. You don't want to miss a month. I did that, and he looked at it. Yeah, everything's good. Then I had to back it up with my WISE statements, which is where I put the money from the West into WISE and then WISE into my Thai bank account. that worked out fine. So that was good. And then the last thing, and I just did that this morning, was copy of the marriage certificate. I got married in Thailand, September 23. Yeah. And so that I did send that off. That's about 6 pages there, there's a English translation, a Thai translation. I sent both. So hopefully he's got everything he needs, and I haven't got a fee yet. We'll see. But yeah, and it's not due. I was good till July 23rd, I believe it was. So that, towards the end of next month. But like most things, you're better off starting it early in case you get a hiccup that you've got, time to look at it. But no, that should go smooth, and it'll renew from July 23rd, whatever that date was, another 12 months. So that's good. Yeah, I didn't have to do any workaround, and I think this time. So here's a little tip for you. I've done 3 years now. 1, 2, yeah, this is my 4th year of the retirement visas. And I've done multiple the first 3, but I'm not doing that this time. I'm just going single entry. And what I do, I pay $1,900 before I leave, and that allows me back in with the retirement visa, good. Because if I do 2 trips, it's still cheaper to do the single entry. Then I think it's 5,000 baht extra for a multiple entry. But I never use that. Now, Jackie, I did do multiple because she's done up to 3 trips in a year between Philippines and other countries. So with her, it's different. But I'm just going back to the single, and I'll pay as I go. And the funny thing is, if you do the multiple and you do only 2 trips a year or less, you're cheaper to just pay as you go. If you're doing 3 trips or more, it is more advantageous to do the multiple entries. So a little tip for you there, guys. But yeah, it's, again, beautiful weather, and it's Monday morning here. So if you got any questions, it's kind of an open forum today. Coop is back Wednesday, but not till evening. So he'll be coming on Thursday's live stream. I'm sure it'll be live. And Wednesday we'll have the Market Matters Wednesday. So I'll be helping out with that one. And yeah, so I did watch Cooper's Saturday night video. If you guys haven't checked it out, he went over 5 new condo projects being built here. And obviously they're looking to sell the foreign quota in all of those, and probably have sold them or in the process of, getting that accomplished. They tend to sell the quickest of anything is the foreign quotas. The Thai quotas, not so much. So, but we'll see what happens. And quite nice buildings. A lot of those buildings I actually drive by on a regular basis, like daily sometimes. So they are quite massive. The one, it's called, I think, the Grand Solaire. He didn't show that one. It's about a mile away on Second Road, and it's, of all the ones he showed today, it's the biggest. And he did mention it. Okay, now that I think about it, he did mention it in the video, and it's thousands of units, not just hundreds, but yeah. So the point of that is there's going to be an ample supply of accommodations for anyone coming here for for a long time into the future, in my opinion. I'm still not interested in buying anything in this country. I definitely like renting, and it's very affordable. My 2-bedroom, 2-bath I'm in here at District Grand Park 2, I pay a little over $650 a month, I believe it works out to, US, that is. And, yeah, it's nice amenities and everything. But I think this is probably our last year here. Spoke with the kids and Jackie and, some friends, and why not go to the beach? Be down. I've never lived kind of on the beach, hearing the waves and, looking out your window, having a beautiful view of the the water and that, and the night lights that might be out there on the water. So yeah, we're gonna toy with that idea and look at it. And I'm not, nothing's etched in stone, but I think I'll do a lot of research prior to the next renewal, which is only, it's still 11 months away, so I'm not in a panic on that. But yeah, you can definitely tell there's interest in waterfront property. Though a lot of those ones, pretty well all the ones Coop did in the video, were either right on Jompton Beach Road, right at the water, or just one road back, which is, you're 100 meters, if that, to the second road. So there's, and funny thing, guys, there's a lot more being built that even Coop was able to put in the video, in various areas near me, within, half a mile to a mile drive, one way or the other. So there's no shortage, and there's even more going up on Jompton Beach Road than Coop mentioned, because they're doing land prep on a lot of these places. And what they'll do, they'll erect like kind of a sheet metal fence, so to speak, so you can't view what's going on behind that. And what's going on is, basically digging foundations, land, clearing, starting to pour rebar for the whatever basements and foundations. But there's even more of that going on than he was able to mention. So no shortage of accommodations coming up. If you were looking at buying, and obviously, many people do like that avenue, definitely take a look at your waterfronts. They're going to be the easiest to resell should you need to, do that. So anyways, without further ado, that's kind of the news of the day. One of the, on a sad note, there was the royal princess had been in a coma for quite a while, and she passed this past week, I believe, since the last Monday. And so there was definitely, sadness because of that throughout Thailand. The royal family is very revered here. And so that, kind of a mourning period in place for that. But yeah, other than that, there's lots of news channels out there about Thailand, so feel free to, keep up to date on those. But yeah, it's again, the land of smiles. I think it's a paradise here, and I have I do love it. Now I've been to the Philippines, so I've got that to compare to. Spent a pretty close to a year there, and but it's funny. My wife's Filipina. And, after being 3 weeks here, I said initially when we came here, the two of us on the first trip, I said, honey, we'll try it for, a month or two or whatever period. And if we don't like it, we'll head back. But it was 3 weeks here. And she looked at me one day and said, I think we should stay here. Yeah, things work. So infrastructure is good. And yeah, very affordable, obviously. So anyways, fire off any questions you have, and I'll get started here with a few of the comments. Welcoming everybody. What a sale. Hello, Brooke. Happy day from a rainy Corpus Christi in southern Texas. Howdy to all in the chat. Howdy to you. What a sale. Yeah. I haven't been to exactly Corpus Christi, but I've been to Texas a few times. I had an uncle winter in near Mercedes, Texas, right on the Mexican border there. And I visited him several times, and that border you basically just walked across. You parked on the American side and you walked across. I think it was a quarter to get into the country. No immigration questions, no passport. You just kind of walked in. You did press a button when I remember that, and red or green light. If it was red, I guess maybe they pulled you. I never ever saw a red light. It was always green for everybody I ever went with or saw. Now, coming back into Texas, that's a different story. Yeah, then you're in the lineup, you're walking through, and it's quite common. Most people do walk there. They kind of tell you don't want to drive your car across the border into Mexico, because that can be a problem. So everyone did walk over at that border, but it was no issue getting in or out. Interesting place. Nomad Jack and the lovely Pinky. Good morning, Brooke. Have a great show. Will do. Nomad Jack and Pinky were at a birthday party yesterday for one of the Filipina ladies, Annie. My wife went, asked me if I wanted to go, and I said, "Would anybody else be there? That husbands or what better other halves?" And she said, "Well, Nomad Jack will be there." Well, I said, "I'm absolutely not going then." But no, I didn't want to be the only guy going. And it turns out when I got back, I think Jack was bored stiff because he ended up being the only guy there. So well done, Jack. Good to being a trooper there and holding up the fort for the men. The girls had a good time. Annie had a good time. They held it at the church, the Filipino church over there off Sukhumvit. So it wasn't that far away. And yeah, I think Jackie was, 4 hours there and back. She was done with the show, the party. So, and my Thai paradise, Kimster, I met Kim. Hello, wise man Brooke. Have a great show. We are watching you from all over the world. Yeah, that's one thing with Cooper's channel. You tend to get people all over the world here. South Africa to Holland, Denmark, Germany, Australia, US, Canada. Interesting. And everyone obviously is looking to Thailand, I suppose. Or my good looks, maybe. Have a great show. Or what? Yeah, all over the world. Did you join a new gym? He asks. And he's in Denmark. There you go. I did join a new gym. I'll tell you a bit about that for you gym rats. It's called Levant, Levant. It's the nicest gym I've seen here yet. Definitely not a musclehead gym. There's a place on Sukhumvit. I think it's called Elite Gym. That I asked a buddy. I haven't been in it, but he says, "I don't want brother Brooke. It's a musclehead. Like they're on the juice, and it's so you tend to get those roid boys there. So I don't bother with that. But no, this Levant is quite nice. And number one thing you'll want if you're going to the gym here likely is aircon, so that when you're working out, you're going to be able to sweat anyways, but you don't need to aggravate that with not having aircon in the gym. And the old gym I was at above the clubhouse, it had aircon, but it struggled, in my opinion. This gym is much colder, better units, I think, more of them. I wouldn't say colder, I'd say cooler. So it's better that way. So I do like that. Secondly, this gym, Levant, has an 8-foot pool. And it's interesting, guys. In Thailand, most of the pools are anywhere from 4 to 4.5 feet depth. They're not deep pools. It's hard to find anything over 6 feet. So this was interesting to find this pool with an 8-foot depth. Now it's got a shallow version, then the slope, and then the deep water. So that was good. And state-of-the-art equipment. It's more of an upper end gym, I would say, price wise. So, but they do have facial recognition. You don't even have to have a card. You just, if you're in the system, you just show your face. It works slick, and you need that to get in, get out. You just show your face. So it works perfect. And excellent showers, change room, lockers. The other place didn't really have a locker place that you could store your stuff. So I do like this one a lot better. And it's a little more money, but a little farther drive. But yeah, check it out. They have a nice website, and you can see more pictures of that. So the gyms are good. Lots of aerobic equipment, lots of weights. So, you want to get into a routine here in Thailand when you're here. So that would be one thing to do, is look to the gym. Okay, we got that one. Roger Walker, good morning, good evening, Brooke, and everyone. Hit that thumbs up, Roger says. Let's make Darlene smile. That helps the channel. Mike the Medic, he checks out everybody. Good for you, Mikey. He's obviously interested in Thailand. And I'm one of the guys. I do check out other YouTubers just to see what's going on and keep up to date, on some new items. Some of the stuff is I would call it sensationalism, you might say. So you got to kind of have a good filter as to what's believable and what's not about Thailand. Anyways, Mike goes on to say, good evening from Cape Cod, USA. Now, that's supposed to be a nice area there. Keep an eye out for that package I sent for Coop. Where'd you send that, Mike? Did you send it to Dusset or yeah, maybe that's where it's sent. Let me know, and we definitely will. I'm sure he'll be happy for that. Terry Fallon, there's Terry from Bancroft, Ontario. Hello, Brooke, and to all in the chat. Hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, we had a good weekend here. Pretty routine. Jackie had the birthday party yesterday, and these Filipina girls, you know, they stick together like a glove. So you know, if there's any reason to have a party, they all tend to go, and whether it's karaoke or beach party, whatever, and that's okay. The guys tend to get together and do their thing while the girls are out yakking up a storm. What a sale at Terry Fallon. Hey, Terry, how's it going? He says, I'm sure it's good. It's doing great, and they're chatting back and forth. Good for them. Yeah, you make new friends here. It'd be interesting when they get here, when everyone's here and we're all congregating and, oh yeah, you're the yeah, you know what? Put a face to the name, eh, guys? Share dance time. Yeah, I think I'm still getting on to the techie here. I think I started with Market Watch music, but then I found the other one. So hopefully it worked. Glad to hear everything's good. And here we go. Rev Doc, my man Brookster. Thanks for getting the song on, buddy. Okay. He needed his chair dance song tonight. Looking forward to a great show. Peace and blessings. See you guys in late September. So here we go. There, you know, it's funny when you have your trip booked to Thailand, you count down the days because it's like a permanent vacation you're on here. So, and the people that are here, retired here, we all say the same thing. I've got a few Canadians I meet and a few Aussies in the morning over coffees, various places. And man, we all say the same thing. Oh yeah, it's a little quiet. Oh, we love it this way. So yeah, but it's the land of smiles. The weather's ideal. And yeah, it's great. So when you get here, you know that. Now, September, you're leading into the higher season, but you'll still get a deal. It's still considered low season in September. My lease comes due May 1st, so that's the start of low season. So I might even take an extra month here just to overlap, so give me time to, move the stuff if I do find a spot. I do move, so we'll see how that works. Too early to tell. Terry Fallon, watched Coop's video on all the new construction today. Looks good for the future. Yeah, we've been kind of banging on that the last few several weeks, if not months, about all the construction going on. And I wouldn't say the economy is booming. I wouldn't say it's, in bad shape at all here. Like, factories are still operating and import exports. The Thai baht had gotten stronger, and that does hurt exports here. But recently, it's kind of gone back the other way. Not much, but a little bit. And every little bit helps when we're expats living here, because when we convert our money, we get more Thai baht as the baht weakens. And so, we kind of look for that. You don't want to get too weak because that's a bad indication for the local economies. But it seems to be doing fine. So all this construction, I just think they've got a glut here coming, in my opinion. So we'll see. That's now on the bright side. Accommodation is you'll find is your biggest expense in Thailand, and to have this much construction, there'll be no shortage of accommodations, and supply and demand, obviously. With added supply, your prices should stay affordable, is the point. So, yeah, I don't see that changing. That tastes good. Rub Doc, hit that like button. Everyone, let's top 100 today. Well, that'd be great. Yeah. Coop had over 100 likes on his video on this new construction. Now, when I say new construction, guys, I'm talking like Coop showed 5. I can get on my scooter and within 5 minutes, I can see another half a dozen places just as big or bigger going up that wasn't even mentioned in there. So we're not talking, a few hundred units. We're talking a few thousand units just in our local area that are going to be coming on the market, let's say by the end of 27. So, year and a half from now. Obviously, and again, they figure if they sell the foreign quota segment of the new construction, meaning 49.9%, should pay the whole building costs of the whole building. So that's not too hard. A lot of foreigners. No, I'm not just talking Western. We're talking, the Chinese buy up a whack here, and I'm sure there's other countries that do that. The Aussies are here in force, and obviously Americans too. So there's definitely lots of people that do buy these units, and not everyone buys them to live in. They'll buy them as an investment, and then they rent them out. So, Mike Doty and Little Mike. Hey, Brookie, me and Mikey are here. Hope you're doing great in the land of smiles. We are. You'll have to bring little Mikey at some point. He'll get hooked on this place too down the road after his career. Terry Fallon from Bancroft. Hello, Brooke. When were you wintering in Florida? Did you ever think you'd be hosting a live stream from Thailand? Yeah, that was the plan. My, life's goal was to host this in Thailand, and hell no, no, I didn't think that. It's strange where life takes you, and it's luck of the draw, maybe. But no, I listen. Without anything to compare, I did love Florida. You had the beaches, the summery weather in the winter. So when you're used to Canadian winters, you love having a 70-degree January in Florida, man. So 70 degrees Fahrenheit, that is. Yeah. So no, you didn't think of that. And again, the reason I came here was I was disappointed, being single and didn't want to be that way or end up being that way later in life. I was looking for a partner that, coexist with. And my buddy says, oh, you got to go to Thailand. Thailand, nobody speaks English in Thailand. Then Philippines popped up, and yeah, they speak English there. And that's how it all started. So, and then, met my lovely wife, who we get along great, have for, many years now. So it was mission accomplished. But no, I didn't know I'd be hosting a live stream. That's okay. Keeps you busy and helps, hopefully helps people to some extent. Snowbird says, hello from Alaska. Wow, look at that, 51 degrees. I think a little higher last time you reported in. But I remember when it was like 85 here and it was like 40 back there just not that long ago, like a month and a half. So, but yeah, you'll enjoy it when you get here. Terry Fallon, hello, Snowbird. Again, how you doing? Good. David Lowe, there he is, Davey. Yeah, we hang out. We met Davey many times. He was a regular at breakfast on the Mondays and other events we'd meet him at and get-togethers. Always came to the meet and greets, which was good. So, but he's back. I think he's got a few old cars he loves. He's not sure what to do with them because I think he does want to come back here full time. But he's checking in from southern Rhode Island near the ocean. Nice, but it's nothing like the Bay of Thailand. Okay, there you go. He's missing the land of smiles and just stopped by to click the like button. Happy Flag Day, he says. Good for him. So, yeah, he's winding things up in, some way, shape, or form over there, he said, I think. So we'll look forward to seeing you back here, David. Thorn Bismarck, morning, Brooke and gang. How's it going? My daughter's birthday is 23/9, so that's September. Getting closer till I arrive. Okay, some real nice view condos for my second year going forward. They look really nice. Thumbs up there. Yeah, there's websites you can check them out. And I've done that, but it's funny. I I'm just going to go into the juristic offices. Every condo will have a juristic office. And I've been told, hey, you just see them, and if they'll know of rentals, and they're not necessarily agents, so they're not grabbing a piece of the action, let's say, like a normal real estate agent in the Westwood. They have them here too, but I'll just use the juristic offices and see what's available and try and view some and go from there. And I'm in no rush, so it's more or less to get an idea of the building and maybe where you want to be. And one thing with being on the beach, it is obviously nice breezes there and terrific walking. Since they've improved the walking area on the whole length of Johnson Beach, it's great, nice and wide, level. They've even built up, as Coop said in the video, that last video, built up the beach in front of that, beside the walking path. So you get a heck of a nice view. You got a nice breeze there. And, Jack and I talked, we'd probably just end up walking early mornings, when it's cooler, and have the nice ocean waves there to listen to. So, yep. You guys will see all that when you get here. 1, 2, 3, it's Mr. JD from the Villages. Good morning, Brooke. Another great show. Thank you. I start my retirement visa process today to convert my 90-day non-O. Good on you. Yeah, your first one, you'll actually get 15 months. And then after that, it's yearly. So, but yeah, that's great news. You'll like that. And I'm sure you have an agent handling it, so you'll be in good hands, no doubt. And when you think about it, yeah, it's pretty reasonable. Have a professional do the work. Snowbird says, Terry Fallon. Hey, buddy, here we go. Talking again. Brooke, what a sale says. Brooke, would you consider moving to one of the new condo going up? Well, sure, you consider everything, but my view on all the new ones, there'll be call it a grace period where they're going to be looking for the big rents, and people will pay it. It's brand new, never been lived in. Oh yeah, they just asked the moon and they'll get it. Some people will pay it. But I think in the second, third year on, as more demand obviously is coming on, it's not brand new anymore. It might be a year or two old. You might see the prices level off a little bit, downwards. But I think with the new ones, they're going to ask, big money compared to, an older building. Now, here's the funny thing. The older buildings typically have more square feet. One thing with all these new, I don't think he mentioned that even in the video. They're new. Yep. They look great. Amenities, whoa, world class. But those units are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. I mean, you're getting 1 bedroom, 1 bath. They call it that, down to the 32 square meters. Well, heavens. That's tight, guys. I mean, I was in a 1 bedroom in Dusset here, 1 bedroom, 1 bath at, I think it was 36 square meters. I wouldn't want to go any less than that. That was enough. And when you saw these 2 bedrooms, like this is 65 square meters in the 2 and 2. Yeah, that's nice. So you don't really want to go backwards on that, but you'll see though, and those studios down on the beach, you're probably 25 meters. Like, hello, that's basically 1 room. So yeah, that's what you'll see when you encounter it. But no, I think I'll be going to one of the older buildings, obviously more square feet, probably a 2 and 2. They do have 2 and 1s here, and they do have 1 and 2s. So we'll see. But again, I'll be looking at, and I think a lot of it too, guys, is your negotiating skills. And if I find the right one, I'm going to do the game and just see, and I'll make them. I mean, I don't mind booking for 2 years, and I'll pay everything up front. But I'm gonna, if they want 35, my offer is 25. And I'll walk away. If they don't take the deal, okay, that's fine. Why wouldn't you want 2 years up front at 25? Oh, yeah, but it's 10,000. It's too cheap. Well, okay, hey, I got to make something on the money, don't I? But that'd have to be a place that I've got other buddies there. They've been there a while. They say it's great, Brooke. Yep, everything's fine. There's no trouble. I see. I've never. Well, I don't lease from a landlord. I lease from the developer in this case, and I do prefer that. They're a little more professional than some. I've heard horror stories about good landlords, bad landlords. Typically, they're good, but you can hit the odd idiot landlord that that can be trouble. If you've got an issue in the units, you know, they don't do anything. And secondly, trying to get your deposit back from those bad guys, it ain't happening. They'll find something that's wrong. So that's we'll see. But hey, it's all speculation now for me. So we'll see what happens as time goes on. And obviously, if I didn't find the exact thing, because I'll have a checklist. I want underground parking for my thing. I want terrific, you know, pressure in the showers. I want, you know, fiber optic cable, not just regular copper, you know, for internet, and yeah, just little things like that. And I'll have a whole checklist, and you know, if this, and this, and if something's missing, I'll have to really think about it. Maybe I'm getting too picky, but okay. Terry says, great to see you live. Yes, we are live. Terry goes on to say, I'm with you, Brooke. We'd love to live on the beach. We want to be like we're always on vacation. Yeah. So, you know, here's the funny thing. I'm paying, like I said, a little over $650 American a month for this 2 and 2 and a nice, you know, building, good amenities and that. And, you know, my daughter says, Poppy, go live at the beach. You know, it's always been a dream for probably anybody, you know, even in Florida, you know, we were a couple miles from the beach, 5-minute drive, say, and then would drive there to walk. And you looked at the houses on the beach. Oh, wouldn't it be nice someday to have those for, you know, $1.5 million, $2 million? Yeah, good luck. But here, you know, you might pay $1,000. So 650 to 1,000. Well, why not? And you know, I know guys that are in 2 and 2s with, you know, 1,250 American, so maybe double what I'm paying here. But it's not the end of the world paying that if you're getting something that is like the last thing you'd want to get. You know, it's your dream. So don't give up on that. Kimmy from My Thai Paradise. Brooke, what is your budget for apartment rent? Well, I'm going to see like 35,000 baht probably would be max that I would look at. But then again, I'm going to play the game and say, well, okay, well, what can you do if I pay, you know, 6 months in advance? Oh, okay. Well, what about a year? If I pay the whole year, what would you? Oh, okay. Well, that's a little better. Yeah. Now look at, I really like this place, and I know you want a good tenant. What about if I did a 2-year contract? Could you do a better price? And he'd probably hum and haw, you know. And now this, and I know I'm really scraping the barrel here, but if I paid 2 years in advance, could you do it at? And then I'd pick the number, and then I'd walk away. You know what I mean? Like, because 9 times out of 10 you'll get a call. Now, especially if it's a foreign owned, the Thais, maybe they want to save face. You might not get a call back from a Thai, but it's on your negotiating skills. So I think. Thorn Bismarck, I'm still waiting for my non-O visa part from Canada. Had to resend some of the documents. That's common, so don't let that upset you. A second time, and no, just waiting to have it rubber stamped and leaving Canada by the end of July. Yeah, you got lots of time still. So you got a month and a half. You'll get all that handled. Yeah, I think you can open a bank account as soon as you land here with all that documents. So, and as soon as you do get here, guys, you know, the first one being the 15-month, I believe, start with your bank account. Start doing your 70 grand a month if you're able. And, you know, you can get a printout from the bank, which is all I did. To be honest with you, I was pretty certain I had put that much in, but I had always used the workaround with, you know, Mr. Singh as the agent. And I didn't worry about putting in the money, you know. But then it turned out when I got the printout from the bank and I checked every month, oh yeah, I'm okay. And then the last, I I think 3 months, I was putting the same amount every month on the same basic date, give or take a day. And he says that they love that. So I mean, it stops them having to calculate each line and each month. Oh yeah, those 4 deposits that month equals over 70, whatever the limit was. I think it's 800,000 divided by 12. So as long as you see that, but I just use a round figure of 70 grand. It's actually a little under that if you work it out, but at 70, it's a nice round number. And I don't really spend that much in a month here, and we don't suffer, either one of us, Jack or me. And that's paying the 650 rent. I might have to. I thought, yeah, if I do double that, or hopefully I can get a better deal. Let's say at a 2-year. Yeah, I might have to up it. 5,000 baht and 10,000 maybe max a month. Not a big deal. Robert Pierpont, there's our resident option man. SpaceX was kind of lackluster on Friday. I don't know. Like shit, it went from $1.35 to $1.70, and I think it closed around $1.60. So that's not bad. Apparently, it's close to 20% they made in the one day. I told my nephew, I told anybody, listen, hey, I'd put a bid in. I tried, but my guy at TD in Canada, we don't even get allocated. He started laughing. So, but no, I thought it did well, and we'll see what happens going forward. I told my nephew, I says, if you can get any amount, maybe the retail guys got better treated than before. I said you could dump it that day and make money, and I was right on that. But I'll see what it does. I probably, believe it or not, will start building a small bag on that. If if it pulls back, or I think it's a good deal. Even Elon says it's risky. Obviously, anything you do with space and that the great unknown, it can be not only hard but dangerous, and not a certainty, let's say. But if anybody can do it, he's the guy, in my opinion, that can. Bad Rongo, you should come check out Cozy Beach. It's funny. I've seen a lot advertised down there. I kind of have an idea where it is, Rongo. Being here almost 3 years and love it. So there you go. I'll be relying on that. So I'll maybe even, if there's any not units, but certain buildings you recommend, I'll definitely like to hear it. It feels, he says, like the most quiet beachfront neighborhood in Pattaya. I've heard that. I definitely don't want to go to Pattaya. And I think Bang Saray, there's not enough, let's say, selection down there, not enough supply, and it's too small. But I do really love Jomtien. And I think when you guys get here, if you're like me, you will too. But that Cozy Beach is, my opinion, part of it. And there's some terrific restaurants in that area, and nice walking places, and coffee shops. So, and I see a lot advertised when I check out these accommodation websites, let's say. So yeah, I'll definitely be checking that out. Yeah, my point is, you got Jomtien Beach, Dogton Beach, and then I think it's Pratamak Hill up that area. And yeah, any of those areas I'm good with. David Lowe, the only thing etched in stone is your high school diploma. So many beautiful beach view condos to figure out where to stay. Correct. I'm still having analysis paralysis. And that can be an issue, guys. You get, I'll have my checklist and I'll be doing too much analyzing, and then I get narrowed it down. Okay, that's the one I want. I make the offer, and the guy walks me. Geez, now what do you do, right? List the pros and cons. Yeah, that's all you can do. I find in my life things always tend to work out, so I don't get too stressed at all. What a sale! Living near the beach is where it's at. Yeah, I love it. If you are looking to buy, guys, that's the only thing I would tell you. And if ever I did, win a lottery, and when Tesla gets to 3,000 a share, I'll maybe look at a beach condo. It'll be on the beach. I love it on the water over here, but looking forward to living better and cheaper in Thailand. Woohoo. Okay, you betcha. What a sale. I think he's down in Corpus Christi. Terry Fallon goes on to say, sorry to hear about the royal princess passing. Yeah, that was a sad state. Poor girl had been in a coma for quite a while. And I believe it was a debilitating disease she had that caused this. So she was quite young. She was only, I think, in her 40s, mid 40s. Should be missed. El Promeo, good evening, Brooke. Hope all is well. It is, Ralpha. Just finished watching the World Cup games. Yeah, Canada had a tie in their first game, so that was that's okay. Apparently, they say if you get 3 points for a win, 1 for a draw, 0 for a loss. And in your bracket, there's 4 teams there. You pay each of the other ones in your bracket once. So that's 3 games. And if you come out of that, they say with 3 points, or sorry, if you come out of that with 1 win and a tie, you're guaranteed to make advance to the next round. And quite often 3 points will get you into the next round, but it's not 100% certainty. So Canada got a point, so they're on their way if they can, and they're in a weak division, which is good. Now Germany, I think they played Caraco, which was their first time in the finals as Caraco, or the World Cup. Germany beat them 7-1, so they've definitely got a goal differential in their favor going forward. But it is it's the only time. So once every 4 years, I will watch soccer. To me, it's too much of a boring game, but these are big time, typically the best teams on the planet, so to speak. So it is interesting. I do watch it, like Alpha is mentioning here. And how I watch it, I've got this Wiz TV. I just renewed it. It was what's that? 90. How much was that? It was $98, I think it was, or pounds. So yeah, anyways, they converted to Thai baht. It was, I felt cheap, and it's funny, I kind of forgot about the soccer when I was renewing it. I wanted it for the NFL. I love the NFL, so that's why I did it. But yeah, works good. Stinking Rocket says, what's up? Yes, I see you on many of those other channels commenting. Good for you, Rocket. What a sale. Yes, Brooke, never drive across to Mexico. Yeah, I heard that. My uncle even said that. So, but no, he would go over there. He would, he'd always have he'd always got his hair cut over there. It was like, it's like $1. And they give you a little neck massage at the same time when they're done. They rub your head. They get it all, done perfect. And then he'd go for a meal, and that was probably, I don't know, another $1. And then he would pick up a bottle of booze with, virtually no duty, and that they allowed you into the U.S. with that. So he did that on a weekly basis. Yeah, basically. So he loved it. I was laughing when I heard all that stories. Terry Fallon, hello at Alpha, says, hope all's good in Southern Ontario. Yeah, Alpha's down in Stony Creek, nice area. Robert Pierpont, in the early 80s, driving across the border of Mexico was no big deal at all. I'm sure things were different in many places back then, but yeah, apparently now you don't want to do it. I was crossing there in the 90s, so yeah, it was recommended by my uncle, don't do it. Would have been late 90s, early 2000s, yeah. Vegas Chris from Lost Wages. Greetings, Brooke, and all in the chat. A little late, but wishing you all a wonderful week ahead. Well, thank you very much for that. Yeah, I'm just basically holding the fort here till Coop gets back. I said to him, look, he didn't even ask me to do it. I kind of offered. I said, I think you're better to maintain some face on the channel versus nobody showing up for 2 weeks while you're gone. Things can, not that you're forgotten, but you get out of the habit. So at least now people are still in the habit. Of course, my lovely smile goes a long way. Terry Fallon, Vegas Chris, wishing you the same. But honestly, if you guys ever go back and check out Coop's picture before he got all his teeth done, the guy's a dead ringer for Alfred E. Newman. He didn't really, I think he knows it, but he won't admit it. But I was shocked when I first saw him. I said, holy Christ, that's the guy from Max Magazine. Mad Magazine, sorry. Vegas Chris, is there a good gym at the Dusset? I would say yeah. But here's the problem. It's small. Aircon's okay. They have kind of two mini ones. They got simply aerobics and a bit of a stretching area. And then right beside it, you go down the steps, back up the other steps, and you're in the other gym is your weight room. But it's very limited. Like they've got a one Smith machine, one bench, Mickey Mouse weights. They got a leg machine. That's interesting. But other, yeah, and a set of free weights. Yet again, nothing that's you'd write home about. But it's listen for just for an occasional guy that you want to work out 3 days a week. Say, well, I basically go 6 days a week. But for 2 or 3 workouts a week, it's all you probably need. You can. I mean, I was using it the first year here, so there you go. But I went daily, and was able to do my routines with the free weights and all that. But then I thought, yeah, shit, let's see if there's. And then when you start looking, oh yeah, this is more like I'm used to back in Canada and the States when I wintered. And but yeah, there's a decent gym here. And then my nephew moved into Distant One, and then he invited me over one time, and I had never been into their gym, but I went over. Geez, it's even bigger. So there you go. Between the two, you got lots of things at work. But then after Dusset that first year, I did find the Jomtien gym, which was on the second floor above the restaurant. Yeah, I like that. It's way bigger. And but then some of the equipment started not to be kept in shape, let's say. And the one bike I rode daily, religiously, was missing a pin. And you're going to shake your head, guys, because I waited. My renewal came up, and I waited like 2 weeks. And I said, I said, like, when are they fixing that? I ride it daily. 2 weeks. It was Songkran back then. Okay, I'm going to join when they fix that. And that was the intention. And I kept checking. In the meantime, somebody said to me, oh, go check out this gym. It's nice. There was a few I checked out, and Levant was one of them on the list. And as soon as I walked in there, I got a good vibe. And I did the whole inspection upstairs, downstairs, pool. I checked the lockers everywhere. Even the pressure in the showers was fantastic. And then they said, and starting, I think in 2 days, we're running a Songkran special. And I said, well, that sounds good. What is it? It was 20% discount. So so my second visit was during that period with the special. I did join. But before that, I went back to my old gym and I said, now, have they fixed that? It had been like 3 weeks, I think, at that time. No, still waiting. Okay. All right. Well, that was kind of it. They didn't seem too concerned. I would have joined if they had to fix the damn thing and wouldn't even have been looking. But I'm glad I did find Levant. Glad I did join. I love it there. And one of my buddies still goes there, David, and he's Canadian from Ottawa. And I was on my bike and I didn't even see him, but he was parked by one of the stoplights and I'm parked, and he rolls down the window and he says, hey, how you doing? Oh, Davey, good to see you. He says, you won't believe this. They still haven't fixed that bike. It's just a pin. Oh, like adjust the seat level, right? I couldn't believe it. And it's been what? Here we are in June, and my renewal was April. So, like almost 3 months. Crazy. Alfa Romeo, Terry, all good here. Lots of heavy rain all day. It's rainy season today. Okay, so Alpha's hitting a bit of rain. If I get talking too much, just put a comment in, guys. Don't want to bore you. Rick Price says, good morning, Brooke, from the land of Pennsylvania. Yes. What do they call that? The Keystone State, I think. Bitcoin 65. Oh, good. It's up a bit. Scott and Marites have been here. She's a Filipina. Scotty's a good guy, and they live in Pennsylvania. Not exactly sure where. He had to go back for wind up some affairs or whatever. I think he's coming back in December. Mark Schaefer, there's a name. Hey, Brooke, I went to Levant Gym when I was there in May. Okay, yeah, they do have daily, weekly, monthly passes, which I thought were too expensive. But anyways, that's just me. But really, when you consider what's available and what you get, it's probably not. But yeah, it's funny. I met Mr. Was it El Guapo? I think he's a funny guy, Italian. And he's in the gym walking around. And he's with a buddy, I guess. And I says, "Oh, you go here too?" He said, no, I'm visiting my buddy. I don't think he touched a weight the whole time he was in there. He was just talking to his buddy. Yeah, that was funny. Vegas Chris from Lost Wages says hi to Terry. Jerry in Arkansas, Southeast Asia on the mind. Okay, well, he's thinking about the land of smiles, I think. Good morning, evening, everyone. Hello, Jerry. Jerry in Arkansas, Arkansas, some people say. Never understood that. Mike Medic. Yes, Brooke, I sent it to Dusset Part 2. Okay, well, now we know. So when you send a parcel here, the funny thing, you can put on, like, obviously the name and the unit. My unit's E, building E, unit 604. Nothing ever shows up. It doesn't even go to your mailbox. They put it in the guardhouse. They have a guardhouse they specially built since I've been here, and it's shelving and parcels are in there, and they got the building A shelf, the building B. So there is some semblance of rationale to how they do that, but it's not like day-to-day, door-to-door delivery. Put it that way. So yeah, we'll keep an eye open. Right? Alfa Romeo, a happy belated birthday, Annie. Annie, yeah. Oh, yes. Annie, the Filipina from yesterday. Sorry, missed that one. Terry Fallon, hey, Brooke, I love the back and forth between the subscribers. Yeah, that's you're all welcome to do that here. Snowbird from Alaska. Anyone know if you need a motorcycle license for an e-bike in the land of smiles? No, I don't believe you do. If it's got, the thing is this, if it's got those side pedals, you don't need it. In fact, you should wear a helmet, but you don't need to wear a helmet. That's not the requirement. On a regular scooter like a Twist and Go, you do need a license, supposedly required. And technically it's illegal to drive without a helmet, although Thais quite often do it. But just common sense, it's dangerous here, with some crazy drivers. So yeah, wear your helmets. And but it's funny, the e-bikes, if they have the pedals, Snowbird, they don't need it. If you got the bigger e-bikes, I think you would, because I don't think those have pedals, but maybe they do. I shouldn't say that. I haven't looked at e-bikes, to be honest with you, although there's lots here. You see them around. My nephew bought a inexpensive e-bike, and so he's got something to tour around on. Ricardo says, hi all, thanks for another great show, Brookie. Okay, no worries. Yeah, when Coop's here, I enjoy that, because he kind of covers the weight load. But I can get him good sometimes, with some laughs, because I do enjoy that. Naughty, I can be naughty, as my wife says. Okay, here we go. My 8344. Hi, Brooke. Mike here from cool Ripley, Queensland, in Aussie. Okay. If arriving and looking for short-term accommodations while sorting visa and condo, do you have any recommendations? Any update on insurance? No update on insurance yet. But condos. I've said in the past, if you're first time here and you haven't seen, I'd start off in maybe a hotel. And, even if it's only for 3 nights or a week, and you kind of get your bearings. And then maybe you walk the beach and jump in, or patio, and you start saying, hey, I want to look at this building. You just go into the office, the juristic office. Hopefully by that time you've met some people, or you've gone on to the forum, some expats I'm talking. Maybe you've been to one of the meet and greets and said, hey, where do you stay? What are the prices like? And because what I found when I looked at the Thailand property, or the ones that have all the condo for rents, the prices they were asking, I don't know anybody paying. So obviously those forums are asking the top of the line, and like those $35,000 ass, you'd probably get it under 30, as a common practice. So whether they're asking, and it's funny, a lot of those I think have been for lease for months, if not longer, with nobody in them. And that's why, because people know once they get here, get feet on the ground, get talking to people, doing their own research while they're here. You go knock on a door at a juristic and say, have you got anything for rent? Oh, yeah, okay. Are they anxious to rent? When was the last time it was rented? What is it on government rate for electric? All these questions. And your deals can be quite good. And you kind of start to learn, if some place has been empty for like a year or more, they're asking too much. They're not interested in necessarily renting, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I would say that would be what I would do. And if you you do a Airbnb maybe, but watch out on those. But I wouldn't do anything for more than your 2 or 3 week period, because you'll find something, I'm sure, in that time that you like. Like it took us less than a month, and we had looked at 30 places, and then we found Dusset, and the deal was fantastic. So, yeah. We didn't know the girl was pocketing the money. I don't think she was at that time. Maybe that came after, but what a sale. Brooke, this channel is actually changing lives. How many can say that? Yeah, I think hopefully we do. And I wouldn't say change, but we do help people. And obviously, I'm a big believer in pay it forward. So, people have helped me and mentors in my life. And so maybe it's my time, it is, to return the favor in way, shape, or form, which hopefully I do through the channel. Because I think in the West, there's a lot of discontent and unknown. And I mean, I was simply amazed and happy when I got to Asia and found, oh man, the people here are totally different. They're friendly. The crime here in Thailand is non-existent compared to what I came from. Like Florida, you tied everything down and then double locked it. And the value you got here compared to the West. My point is, people in the West that are getting by will do well here, nicely well, without the stress. So anyways, that's kind of like my, hopefully can illuminate people to the possibilities in Thailand. And then someday, my time will be over doing that. Somebody will step in and continue the trend. So pay it forward if you find the channel helpful. Mr. Nut Roberto with his Texas humor. Good morning, Brookie and fellow tubers. Remember, you can either be in Thailand in the land of smiles, or you can be in the U.S. and I don't know quite how that acronym would work, but Robert is always has a good outlook on life, which is good. That helps in Thailand, by the way, guys. And Robert's down in Bang Sari, I believe. I don't think you got a house, did you, Robert, or did you get a condo? But and his one of his best mates is Ernie. Ernie's from Oklahoma, or as Robert likes to say, North Texas. So they do a lot of banter back and forth on that. Terry Fallon, Mr. Nut with his Texas humor. Saul means what? Well, it could mean Solana. That's what I took it as, but it could be the state of laughing. What a sale. Mr. Nut with his Texas humor. He's laughing a bit. And Timmy P from Edmonton. Good day, Mr. B and everyone. Hope all is well. We are, Timmy, up in Edmonton, Alberta. I think you're up near the oil sands somewhere up there. Terry Fallon, hello, Timmy in Alberta. How you doing, buddy? Hopefully everybody's well. Oh, by the way, hit that like button. It helps the channel, makes Darlene smile, makes me look like I was doing something. Timmy P, Terry Fallon, evening, Terry. All is well. How are things your way? Oh, yeah, those two, Timmy and Terry, get back and forth. They're both in the northern part of their provinces, probably a few thousand miles apart, but they've become friends on Coopersthaiadventure. By the way, I love these shirts. You know, these tuber shirts. I told Cooper. Now he said, okay, when I get back, but I'm going to go buy about half a dozen more of these. I wear them to the gym. They're great for workout. They sweat the moisture. You don't sweat in them, at all. When you're driving on the scooters, the wind is just perfect on them. I wore cotton here, man. You sweat in cotton, so I don't want that. But this stuff, whatever material they use, it's very heat friendly. So you don't get hot in them like I do in cotton, and they wick away moisture, and they're great for workout because they're loose. And yeah, so I'm going to buy a whack more in different colors. Hello, Brooks. Captain Action says it's Henry from Tampa. Yeah, good to see you, Henry. Tampa was my old stomping grounds, actually Largo. Terry Fallon, Timmy P, great. Things are great. Loving the life. So good for you, boys. Robert Pierpont, for some people, the amenities in new buildings is a selling point. Yes, for many people, I would say, Robert. And they're getting wilder on these amenities, man. They're putting in everything under the sun, so to speak. And small condo, big amenities for high prices. That typically is it. They'll build the units smaller, put a lot more money into amenities, figuring that will attract the crowd. Oh, they've got their own private lounges, their own libraries, their state-of-the-art gyms. They've got cold dipping pools. They've got the hot, saunas, the dried heat, the, steam rooms. They're putting everything you can imagine into these newer buildings. Yeah, figuring, hey, that's going to bring them in. So I would rather, as Robert goes on, give me a large unit with less amenities. Yeah, because I can find the amenities that I would use. And I mean, anytime you're in a new building, you're going to use their amenities. Like me, I was swimming every day. But then when I found the gyms that have the pools, the 8-foot, not so much in Dussett's pools anymore. I tend to prefer the 8-footers. You can dive and jump and swim underwater, and you're not, hitting the bottom. And anyways, it's a different. You can find your amenities off site, is my point. So I agree with Robert. I'd rather have a bigger unit. You don't spend a lot of time, maybe. Parts of the day you would. Obviously you sleep in your units, and the heat of the day I'm probably having a nap. But other parts, I mean, I'm pretty well gone from when I get up to noon most days, whether it's out going for a walk maybe to start the day, then grabbing a few coffees with some buddies. And I like my coffees, and then from there heading to the gym. And you're a good hour on the machines and the aerobics, and then you shower, and then maybe you swim, and it's half a day's gone before you know it. Then you get back home, you have a quick bite to eat. Jackie's a great cook, and you want your protein after your gym workout, and then it's nap time. And you do like a nap because you're up early. That's the key. And with the markets the way they are, so Monday to Friday, you're kind of always checking them out. So you get up during the night to hit the CR, and then you're going to check out what's the market doing, and anything urgent, you might stay up for half an hour, maybe longer, depends, so yeah, we'll see. But I don't know, the market's probably, my guess is, will be up today, because it sounds like they've come to some deal. At least the Pakistan prime minister is stating that the deal is done between the two, and he was kind of the negotiating party that everyone was using. So Trump would say it's done, we're signing it Sunday, and the foreign minister for Iran says we're not signing nothing Sunday. And you don't hear those guys saying anything anymore. It's the Pakistan prime minister announcing that the deal is completed. So nothing about when it's signed, but we'll see. So yeah, markets could be open. We'll know more about that on Wednesday. Terry Fallon, hello, Captain Action. How you doing, brother? All good in the land of smiles, hopefully. Timmy P, Terry, I hear you, my friend. I gave up on selling off my stuff for next to nothing and decided to donate or just toss out. Our city home garbage bins can accommodate a lot of junk for the curbside. Yeah, it's funny. I had a garage sale back home, and just kind of, yeah, geez, I thought that'd sell for more. I thought that'd sell. At the end, you're just taking offers. You don't care because you realize I got to get rid of this stuff. You know what I mean? Sure, it's worth more, but that guy's getting the deal. Yeah, let him go and get rid of it. The less stuff you have, the better, because you'll get more stuff here, especially if you got a wife. I always see Jackie in what I consider, Jesus, honey, is that new? I've never seen you wear that, in like 4 years together. No, it's not new. It's like, it's 3 months old, but it's the first time she's wore it. How much was that? Oh, that was only 50 baht, $1.50. Oh, okay. Well, that's not so bad. They can get deals here. Yeah. So, I tease that poor girl. Mike Maddock, Brooke, I bought 10 shares of, well, you got lucky. Like James Invest Answers I follow. He had 3 places, 3 places that he would put the bids in. I think Robinhood was one, Schwab was another, maybe Fidelity. I don't know, whatever 3 they were. One of them, he got 1 share. One of them, he got the big goose egg, 0. And he didn't let it out, but I think he did at one time. I think the other one, he got 34 shares or something. So maybe he got like 35 in total or 37 in total, whatever and he probably bid on 1,000 or more, in each of those. So interesting, eh? But yeah, good on you. You got 10 shares. You got to flip them, made a quick, what was it up? $35 at one point, $350 in a short day's work. But I would hang on to that till the cows come home, Mike. It's not a lot of money tied up, and you never know. It could be the moon. You could be off to the moon with that. Tommy the Tominator. Hey, Brooke and Tubers. Hope everyone had a great weekend. We did. And a wonderful week ahead. Yes. Well, hopefully things calm down in the Middle East. The straits open up. Apparently they are today, and blockade's ending today. So let's see if all that goes good. And that should bring the oil prices down, help out everything, and should kind of give it a little bit of a boost in the markets. So I think we'll all win that way. Terry Fallon, Timmy P, what's your timetable to make the big move over here? Sooner the better, everyone's thinking. Terry Fallon, greetings, Tommy the Tominator. Hope you're well. Jerry in Arkansas says, hey, just figured out one can't get an education visa jumping pad at 55 years old. Oh, I didn't know that. Now looking at Hua Hin, or worst case, Bangkok. You know who'd know that is check with Singh, Thai visa Pattaya. If it can be done, he's the guy. He'll find out how to do it. Yeah. Once you get these visas, maybe, as Jerry says, he has to go to Hua Hin. Maybe he's got somebody there can do it. Bangkok, I'm sure they're probably, but you can move anywhere with that visa, So it's not specific to that city or place you got it in. That's with any of these visas. You're not required to stay in that locale. Timmy P says, Terry, 2 years. So he's got 2 years to go. Timmy says, once mortgage is paid, then it remains an asset in my bank account rather than still owning a liability. I'm getting a head start by moving stuff out. When I leave, I'm leaving. Okay. As I've said many, many times, guys, mainly on the Wednesdays, most of you guys in the West have more money than you'll ever spend here. And you plan for maybe early on in your life, nobody was planning for a Thailand retirement. I wasn't. I'm sure you guys weren't when you were saving over the years. We were all planning for a Western retirement. And it takes a hell of a lot more money to retire in the West than it does in Thailand. So a lot of you probably have enough funds currently, even though your plan was to work another 5 years, 2 years, whatever. You probably don't have to with what you've already accumulated if you invest it wisely. Terry Fallon, Timmy says thumbs up. There we go. What a sale. My father ran 15 well done furniture stores all along the Mexican-Texas border. That was my trade for years, guys, the furniture stores. We spent many lunches across the border. Not anymore. Yeah. Yeah, interesting. 15. See, that's the funny thing. I had 5 stores in Ontario, Southern Ontario, and that was considered pretty big. You get to the States, 15 is small. You know, there's guys there with 1,000, mattress stores and, even more. But, many with 100 stores. And yeah, interesting. But speaking of Oklahoma, I was in Oklahoma City one time. And the reason we went there, I was with my old partner from the furniture business days. There was a place called a single store. The single store had the highest gross, sales per square foot of any store on the planet. And that was Mathis Brothers in Oklahoma City. And you kind of knew things were big when I was driving, along the interstate and I saw the building on the right. We had to get off the next exit. And I think I counted 25 bay doors for shipping. Hello. They just, and so we went in there and it was a 2-story, huge building, but with 2 stories, which at that time was kind of unusual. And they had their kiosk with the salesman ready to greet you as you came in. They rotated. We knew all about that. And we told them right up front, hey, we're just from Canada, another store. We're just checking you out. Okay, so it didn't waste the guys up. And we walked through that store and they had everything under the sun. Every brand name, every off-brand. They had basically, if you didn't find what you were looking for in that store, it wasn't made. Okay. So we're leaving and, we thanked the floor manager and, the owners weren't there, but that's fine. And my buddy Ricky, and he could sell. I mean, I was good and Ricky was the best. And we looked at each other and he says to me, he says, Brooke, I would make a killing in this store. I says, oh, yeah, they got everything. He says, I would simply stand at the entrance. I wouldn't even take an up. So as the customer's coming in, I wouldn't even greet them, just stand there, But as they're leaving, I would ask one question. Hi, folks, did you find what you were looking for today? And they said yes or no. And if they said yes, oh, great, what did you buy? And, maybe you'd sell something else. But if they said no, then he had the whole spiel. You didn't. What on earth were you looking for? We have everything under the sun. And then you'd get a story going and they'd find it. And he would make it. And the funny thing is, if you're a salesman and can do that, you don't have to worry about the ups in there because that guy was leaving. He was leaving maybe with a business card. I'll be back. Yeah, there's no be back bus. So, and I knew what he meant. He'd make a killing in the store like that because they got everything. So, anyways, a little tidbit there. Who was that? That was What a Sale. So that's interesting. Yeah, you probably sold a lot of the furniture we sold. What were your mattress lines down there? Interesting. Rick Price. So if Aaron jumped in condos are available beginning the fourth quarter of 26. Would there be owners willing to rent right away? Some of them would be, Rick, but I think they would be asking the big money. It's all new. It's state of the art. Oh, yeah, we're going to rent this. And, they've been told by the sales agents, oh, you can rent these easy and you'll get this much money. And they obviously would believe it. And maybe it is true. I don't know. I just think personally, sure, I would look at them, but I wouldn't be disappointed if they're asking big money, because that's probably what they thought they'd get and were told. But we'll see as things settle down with supply and demand what the true values maybe would be. It's probably a lot to do with what you can negotiate. What would I recommend? I wouldn't recommend the brand new ones. There's lots of, the Viewtel A's are pretty nice. They're pretty big units, pretty affordable, I would think. And there's other ones. Cetus, I've got buddies moved in there. Eris, I've got buddies moved in there. Obviously, some people like the Rivieras, the Copacabanas, even. There's lots to look at, and just walk in, talk to the juristic, and see what's available. Rick Price, I think to buy it's $170,000, a one-bed pool villa. Yeah, the prices aren't cheap, in my opinion, for a one-bedroom. But, it is waterfront. It is brand new, so they're going to ask and probably get it. Now, I don't know. Are you going to make money on those? Hard to say, guys. Maybe you would. I shouldn't say you wouldn't, but for me, I would rather rent. You can rent so cheap here. I mean, you figure out what your return on 170,000 versus, say, invest it smartly, and you get 8, 9, 10% on your money, probably with not a lot of risk. Boy, you can rent pretty good and still have money left over from that. So, yeah. Rick Price, I want to rent. Yeah, I do too. I prefer to stay liquid, in any of these countries. And, on my investments, I keep in the West. I believe in the banks there better than, I don't know the banks here. None of them have gone broke, apparently. But still, I think getting money out of here is a lot harder than bringing money in here. So that's part of it. But, yeah, stay liquid, stay mobile. And if you had to leave someday, whatever reasons, you want to check out a different country. I mean, I got buddies that they travel, Gly and Jeffy travel the world, Albania, Spain, Vietnam. They've been good for them, Not my cup of tea, but hey, some people are like that. Timmy says, Terry, by the time I put the house on the market, I'll be sleeping on a single mattress in the middle of the living room. He's downsizing. He's selling off his stuff. Robert Pierpont, what a sale. Did your father make a big green van and let a couple hippies drive it to LA, then have to track the van down to a punk rock contest? No. He's talking to what a sale with that question. Okay. All right. Terry Fallon, Rick Price, I think renting is the way to go. Reasonable rents for great condos. Yeah, and I think part of Coop's thing on Saturday with that five units was just to show how much construction is actually going on here, and more coming all the time. That was a small segment of what's being built, number one. And number two, there's even more on the planning stages. In other words, they're breaking ground every month here on more than one units within 5 miles of Jomtien. It's amazing the construction going on. And obviously, maybe they're thinking ahead. Smarter minds than me are saying, fine, there's going to be an input of capital coming into Thailand from other countries, and possibly immigration with it to utilize these units. So, but the funny thing, even in our building here, Dusset, now I believe it's going on maybe 5 years old, at least four, because I've been here. What have I been here? 2 years, 3. I'm going in my 4th year, and it was probably built a year before that. So it's at least 4 years old, maybe 5. There's still units aren't sold. Now it'll be Thai quota. The foreign quota is sold. There's foreign quota for resale, so you can buy a foreign quota in here. But there's still brand new units. And, it's funny when you're in the pool, kind of doing your walk, the pools are only 4.5 feet deep here, guys. You see into the rooms, and there's still plastic on the mattresses. That's a dead giveaway. That thing's never been utilized, never been rented. And probably the reason is now either it's because Because I asked Joe one time, he says, "You got lots to rent here." I mean, I can see that. He says, "A lot of those are owned by Chinese. They never even showed up. They just paid for them, and that's where they park their money. The property taxes here are so cheap. The homeowner fees are cheap. So even to maintain them by being an absent landlord, it's pretty cheap. So interesting how that works, but different things for different people. What to say on Robert Pierpont? His nickname was Cheech. Oh, okay, Cheech and Chong. He's at least you have a plan. Yeah, I think the 2-year plan, pay the mortgage. Good on you. Yeah, once your mortgage is paid, life's pretty easy, guys. What a sale. That's wild. They just passed a law here, and he's talking about Thailand now, and these e-bikes have to have the pedals. Okay, and here's an additional note, and no larger than 750 watts. Well, that might be hard to check on, but it's probably true as being the law. Bummer, I have a 1500 watt I just bought. Yeah, well, whether you'd ever get stopped on that, remains to be seen. I suppose if you did and they were enforcing whatever and they knew what they were looking at, you'd have to cough up maybe 500 baht and you'd walk away with no ticket. Then you go ahead and, who knows? But they're mainly looking for foreigners on bikes with no helmets, scooters, or, being out of ordinary stuff. Typically, Thais don't get stopped too much unless it was something blatant. But no, here, let's go. Here we go. Easy, Tiger. Timmy says, Terry Fallon, Army trained, sir. Okay, so he's been trained to sleep on the single mattress on the floor. Mike Doty and Little Mike, is it a fact Coop has always looked like Alfred? Yes, but we love him anyway. Well, more so before he got his teeth done, because he did have that, that one hanging out there looked exactly like Alfred E. Newman, at least from my memory in those comics. I'd read them. He did look like that. What are you looking at, honey? I'm telling the truth here, okay? She's shy. Honey, you would come say hi. No, shakes me. Anyways, I thought he was a dead ringer for that Mad Max magazine or whatever. Live and learn with Mikey from Michigan. Multi-Mike. Good morning, Brooke. I'm looking for plane tickets. Oh, good to see you. Now we'll see you in the gang again. Yeah. Mike's pretty regular at our coffee meetups. So interesting fellow. Good stories. Lives in Michigan, not too far from my hometown of Stratford, believe it or not. Robert Pierpont, what a sale. Just put stickers on it. That way it's the legal wattage. Okay, so there you go. There's a workaround. My e-bike is 3,500 watts normal with a max of 5,000, but it has a 750 watt mode, and it is labeled as a 750 watt bike. Yeah, there you go. There's usually a workaround for most of this. And I mean, I see more e-bikes now than say 3 years ago, for sure. Seems to be the craze, but you got to be careful with those. You want to make sure you can take the battery out for charging, because most of these buildings, maybe the new ones, not so much. I haven't checked them, but these older, there's no plugins in our garages for e-vehicles. Not that wouldn't be coming. It probably is in the newer ones, but you want to make sure if you're getting an e-bike that now Ryan, my nephew bought one, but then he can pull that right up onto his so-called balcony, and he does have an outlet outside. So probably for like a washing machine that was put there, or a dryer. That's why the outlets were there. And most people, I rarely ever see a dryer in this country. Sure, you see lots of washing machines, but anyways, so he plugs his in. But if you were on a fifth story, 10, whatever, you're not taking your e-bike up with you, so you want to park it and hopefully take your battery out to take it up. I had an e-bike in Florida, so I was able just to plug it into my, driveway outside under the cannon or under the overhang. What a sale, Robert Pierpont. I like the way you think, buddy. Geez, time flies. We're an hour and a half already. Robert Pierpont, what a sale. As long as you're not acting a fool, no one will ever mess with you, guaranteed. He's right on that. I will say this, Robert's pretty sharp, man. He's not only does he knows his option trading, he knows a lot about Thailand. If you're not misbehaving, acting stupid, pulling wheelies, nobody's going to mess with you. You might, I don't even think, see, it's funny. I don't even think e-bikes is, if they see the pedals, they don't even stop you. You know what I mean? It's because you don't need to have a license. You don't even have a helmet, but I'd still wear one. So there's nothing really for the police to get too interested in. They're not going to be able to give you a ticket. Rick Price, I feel I like the feel of this particular live stream with Brother Brookie. Very fireside chat, calm, soothing advice. Well, hopefully, yeah, it is. Mike the Swede, hello and good morning from Pattaya. Everybody's loving it here, aren't they? I guess if they don't, they leave. I've only had one friend leave. And it was nothing to do with, other than he was afraid. He was an American. And he was afraid if he stayed over the 180 days, they were going to tax him in Thailand. And he's already paying taxes in the U.S. I shouldn't have laughed, but I did. And I said, look, that's never going to come to fruition. And that was like 2 years ago. And he still hasn't come back, but hopefully he will. Because nothing's happened on that. Nothing ever will. Saul hit out of luck. Oh, something. Oh, yes. There you go. Remember back when it was the land of smiles? Well, it's here. And I think it was Robert Nuthead that coined that. SOL. SOL. See, I'm thinking Solana, but SOL. Everyone should know what that is. You're shit out of luck. Shite out of luck. Mr. Nut, there he goes. And now he is out of luck. And I am in the condo. Okay, Robert. Good for you. I think Robert has a nice lady friend now. Good for him. And his buddy Ernie, I think, is in the Philippines checking things out. He went over to meet some nice lady there. Hopefully things are going well. Rick Price, Aram jumped in next to Copacabana 1 on beachfront. Okay, there we go. See a lot of them for rent. Live and learn with Mike. I rent from a Thai lady in Jomtien. Nothing fancy, but close to the beach. And it's 10,000 baht for everything for a month. Like, there's deals here, guys. And Mike's obviously found one. So, like I say, when you get here, how did I do it in Coop? We told that Laguna Maldives 3, definitely we're staying a month, could be. Where's the key? Could be up to 3. So we weren't committed. We would give them notice before the end of the month if we're staying. And they had lots of units. So they were, and they weren't cheap. I think we were paying 20 or 25 for the month, which for us, hey, that was no big deal because, it's new and it was nice. It was a nice, so they cut my water off. But anyways, we realized after a short period there, we were not staying here. So that's when we started looking and found our deals. But so yeah, you might book. So don't maybe commit to something in the first place, unless it's the one you really want to be at. Take a month to decide, and then you'll still be in low season, and then bingo, where you go. Because there's lots of guys like Mike here that have found deals. I mean, the Supalai on Trapaya Road there, across from the big market, Tony Montana, a good buddy, was in there, and I think he was paying like 11 for a nice big 1-bedroom with a beautiful view. He's a high floor. So, and guys, the guys are paying 8 to 12 for nice 1-bedrooms and build, and they're not the state-of-the-art new ones right on the beach, but who cares? Pretty well anywhere. I mean, I'm like a 3-minute scooter ride to the beach. So yeah. Pink Slip says 32 square meters is not a condo. It's a hotel room. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny when you go from 32 to 36, you notice a difference. That's the smallest I've been in here. And you know what? We could have survived another year, no issues. You make it work. But when we saw the 2-bedroom, first we saw was Coops, and oh yeah, that's nice having the room. But then we saw this one, and oh yeah, paid a little extra. Can't take it with you. Terry goes on to say, "Thank you, Mr. Nutt. Thanks for that definition." Yeah, he did. Okay, I guess we got that one. We did. Chuck Chardy, there's a newbie. I would like to snowbird December to March. Any advice? Thank you. Yeah, do it. And I'll tell you, sure, I did it from Florida. I'm in Southern Ontario, so it was direct south, 2.5-hour flight. Kind of got hooked the first time I landed in St. Pete's Airport. I walked off the plane onto tarmac, not even a gangway to the terminal. And you walked from the tarmac to the terminal. And why you got hooked? Oh, look at this, 70-degree sunshine in December. Oh, and you came from snow in Toronto. You know what I mean? So you got hooked. But I always said many times, if I had known about Thailand, I would have been coming here for, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months a year as a snowbird. Why? I think better weather and way, way more affordable. You would have easily paid the extra flight costs, which, not a big deal. And even with, and you wouldn't need to buy. I bought down in Florida, but you could rent here. Sure, you're high season, but who cares? It's everything else is so affordable. Yeah, come and check it out if you've never been. Watch videos, including ours, and you'll get probably a better feel what to expect in Thailand. And I would definitely. It's funny, snowbirds don't do that. Maybe they don't want the long flight, or it's a foreign country, or they don't speak English there. All that's over. You can overcome everything now with even the technologies. And my buddy he's showing me these ear things that you can speak and understand in English, the Thai can, and you take the other one and she's speaking in Thai and you understand English in your ear. Like, hello, that's technology working for you. So yeah, definitely I would do it. I'd recommend it. And I can only tell you, like my nephew, he liked Florida too, but it took me a year to get him here. And he said, Uncle Brooke, I should have been here sooner. I could have been here a year ago and I would have been happier. Yeah. Philip High says, hi, Brooke. For a newbie doing this myself, you're doing a great job. Okay. Doing it by himself. Yeah, well, we're doing okay, I guess. But it is more fun with Coop because, I can really get him going. And he gets me too, the little shit. But when I had that Alfred E. Newman sticker under his name, he went the whole show. He never saw it. Then he did the replay, and by then it's too late. He couldn't change it. So, I was laughing at that. Yeah. But John Bain, greetings from a sunny Hua Hin. Yeah, Hua Hin's nice. People like that. There's lots of people like Chiang Mai. There's people up in Udon Thani. There's people down in Phuket, Koh Samui, Bang Saray, all over. Pattaya, obviously. So there's Bajan from Hua Hin. Been there. It's a nice place. Stinking Rocket says, if they could build me a condo on the 30th floor with a sea view and a 7-Eleven down the hallway, that would be great. Yeah, 7-Elevens, you'll use them. If you could get on that, Brooke, that would be great. Yeah, I don't think I'll be looking into that. That's, but pretty well, you can, anywhere you are in this area, you pick up a baseball and throw it, you're going to hit a 7-Eleven. And I don't care which direction you threw that in. Okay, that's how predominant they are. They're everywhere. And the competition is tops daily. And there's a whack of them too. More 7-Elevens. But still, they're both good. And it's not like, I was used to 7-Elevens that were either in Stratford, Ontario, Kitchener-Waterloo, grew up there a bit, and, Largo, Florida. They both had the 7-Elevens. But those there back in the West, they didn't have the selection that these have, and they didn't have the prices. In other words, if you shopped 7-Eleven back home, you were paying, you know what I mean, for whatever you needed, just for maybe the convenience. Even their gas at the pumps, if they had pumps, and they did back in Stratford, was more than, you could get a Canadian Tire or, the no-name gas places. Here, it's totally different. 7-Eleven, you'll get deals there. You want your vegetables, fruits, you're going to get them there. You want a Toasties, you're going to get them there. Obviously, drinks, cold drinks, it's affordable, yeah. So you'll be using 7-Elevens here, guys, even though I did not frequent them in the West or in Florida, because why pay? Why pay that extra? Here, you'll use them regularly, and they're a godsend. So, yeah, don't be afraid of them. You'll check that out. You'll see it. Stinking Rocket would like it be down the hall from the 30th floor. They're not quite there yet, Rocket. Rocket Man, you'll be on Elon's spaceship to the moon. Philip High says, Brooke, are you going to go with Cooper to Songkran next year? Go. Songkran's everywhere. If so, please record it and play it on the stream. I would love to have a good laugh. No, I think next year we're definitely going to go back to the car show. We did a year ago, missed a year, or did we miss 2? I'm not sure, but anyways, we've decided we're going to go back to that car show again because it's kind of fun, and stay in Bangkok for probably 2 nights. Songkran, it's more the water festivals, and it's everywhere. You don't have to go with Cooper. You can step out your door and get hit with water. So I pretty well stay away, but everyone should experience it for once, and then you decide you want to. Now the young people, they'll be regulars there every year, so because it is kind of crazy. It's like a wet t-shirt contest all week. Yeah. Tommy the Tominator. Hey Terry, all is well. Thanks for asking. Tommy. Haven't seen Tommy back here for a while. Hopefully he's got plans to come back soon. Terry Fallon, Brooke, going to sign off now. Got to walk the dog. Great to see you all in the chat. Love this community. Be well, everybody. Okay. Yeah, we're getting there. $1.40. Time to wind her up soon. U.S. pre-market is rocking at the moment. Well, there we go. Good. We'll talk more about that Wednesday. Things will be hopefully more settled by that time. They hopefully have started ships moving, and I think it'll be good for the market. So let's see about Wednesday on that. Tell me the Terminator. Hey, Brooke just came back from Ontario. Wow, it's a beautiful. Well, it's a province. 30% less than New York City. Yeah, so maybe. So Ontario's kind of like New York State. We don't have an Ontario city that I know of in Ontario, but the capital of Ontario is Toronto, and the capital of Canada is Ottawa. And they're both in Ontario, those cities. So yeah, don't get it. But no, I've had people say that Toronto is super clean for a big city compared to some of the cities they've come, whether they're talking Chicago or New York City or whatever. But yeah, I haven't heard any real bad vibes about it. Just, I don't know. Our government tends to be, they have a sign when you come into Ontario on the highways, from say Detroit or New York, whatever. Welcome to Canada. Those signs underneath. We tax the shit out of everything. So get used to that. Yeah. Philip, hi. By the way, Brooke, I officially challenge you to a go-kart race when I come to Thailand. Okay, well, I hire a driver, and his name is Romeo. So he'll be the one you'll be facing off with. That way I can say that I beat you, Alfa Romeo, and Cooper. Oh, here I see. Well, we'll see about that. If you beat Alpha, then you're doing well. RevDoc, only 60 likes. Come on, guys. We can do better than that. Yeah, for the amount we've had, that's not bad. Would elective surgery qualify for a medical visa? I would think so. Any type of surgery, if you're supporting the medical profession here. Now, you might want a doctor's note as to what the surgery entails. I've never been asked that question, but just common sense would. And I know I've read a bit about this. People, it's like a destination medical tourism, they call it. And Thailand's in there because these facilities, when you talk medical here, guys, they're state of the art. I'm still doing research on insurances for myself. Jackie, I've got covered. I'm slow at it. I feel great. I'm healthy. So, and I exercise and, I eat a lot of protein and maybe too much, but no, yeah, I'll see. I'll see what happens on that, but definitely, you will be impressed with the medical facilities compared to back in Ontario. Very impressed. I've been at good spots in the States, and they're just as good here for 10% of the cost or less. So you'll be shocked by not only the quality, but the affordability of the services here. Yeah. See, I've had in what going into 4 years, so half a dozen visits, a couple checkups, and ear infections, and a bad cold one time. Like you're in and out of there for between 30 and $90. It's hello. It's not the end of the world. My first year, I was insured and had a 40,000 deductible. Never even got half that. So Robert Pierpont, Snowbird. That's why I sold puts at close on Friday. Knew it would go up on Monday with a fake peace deal announcement. It's like taking candy from a baby. Yeah, yeah. We'll have to cover maybe that some Wednesday. Options is the name of the game, guys. Check it out if you haven't already, but we'll talk more Wednesday. What a sale. Wow, Brooke. So we are both old furnituremen. Yes, we are. Furniture biz is a wild ride. I ran a Lax warehouse in San Antonio. Yeah, good for you. Had 100 loading docks. What an operation. Wowzer. Jesus, that's huge. So, like in Canada, we had like 2 docks and for 5 stores because we had a central warehouse. But every day that truck was on the road, and but you get to the US, everything is bigger, and you see these stores, and we knew about that in the game. I mean, High Point at that time, when I was going to High Point, North Carolina, that was the biggest furniture show in the world, and the whole city would shut down. People would rent their houses out. You go to the downtown, everything's furniture. Every high rise, every they all furniture. So it was, and then China started, and that got big. And then where did they go? Vegas, Las Vegas, because they had the rooms, and that's where the big shows ended up then. So, but that we were in the industry before China became so prominent, and but yeah, they kind of tended to take over. So the quality kind of went out the window, you might say, although they got better with it. Yeah, we'll reminisce what a sale when you're here, because we probably ran some of the same lines, and you'd know what we were yakking about. But John Bain from Wahin, Lupini Park, 3 towers on Jomtien Beach Road. Okay, Seaview, they only want 9,000 baht for a studio in low season. It's like 28 stories high. So there you go. Someone was asking earlier about, get into a place like that. And I mean, even if you said, hey, fine, I don't want to rent for 6 months or a year, I'll pay the going rate, tell them. So it might be 12 or 15, whatever. You pay it for a month only, and then you have time to look around, and you might love the place. Then you can negotiate. So, my point is just don't jump in the first place you see if you've never been here. But hopefully you have been, and then you got it narrowed down. John goes on to say, Grand Maldives isn't beachfront. Yeah, it's nowhere near. They make it look good in the videos, but it's it's the middle of nowhere. But it's near Rompon. They only want 9,000 baht for low season. Okay, so Grand Maldives. I guess that's not where we were. Maybe we were Maldives 3, and it was in the middle of nowhere. Philippi, what a sale, not unless you want to get into trouble. Mexican cartels, drug war has gotten worse lately. Yeah, that wasn't so bad when I was visiting my uncle. But I tell you, there was one time when we walked over the border, and this was maybe my, second, third, fourth year visiting him during the winters. And God, there was like a tank with armed people. One guy sticking his head out of the tank at the border. I'm like, well, that's unusual, and I'd never seen that before, but I don't know if I even went back after that. But John Bain, Stinking Rocket, have a look at Lupini Park. Okay, you guys can do that. Where are we here? There we are. What a sale, goes on to say, Serta, yep. King Cole, absolutely. Sealy, yep. And same no-name brands. Yeah, we sold mattresses by the train carload in El Paso, Texas. Oh, so he knows the business because those are the same lines we ran. Mattresses, by the way, guys, and what a sale will back me, they were your biggest money maker in the whole, at least in our store, because you could get huge money, huge markups. Biggest Chris, not sure if you were still in the furniture business in 2005, but if so, did you? I think I was. Did you ever make it to the World Market Center in Vegas? 5 million square feet on 36 floors and nothing but furniture. I never went. My partner, he did. So I'd stay at the store when it was that far away. And he went down. Yeah, they were huge markets. But they had the centers and they had the accommodations. And, so Vegas was a natural. And it was close to the port. They bring the furniture into the ports there, ship the container over to Vegas, set it up, and there you go. That's where they got their orders. And that's when China was taken over. Ashley became big then. Ashley, started, I don't know how many stores they got up to, but hundreds they had. And it was all Chinese shit. And they made it look good, and the prices. Oh, look at the price of that. Yeah, it was all El Garbaggio. Tommy the Dominator. I agree with Brooke in renting and returns on capital. Yeah. Time to go. Hello from Canada, Brooke. You're still holding the fort, eh? Yep, you're doing great. Oh, thank you. I'm landing at Bangkok at the end of September. Oh, yeah, you'll love it here. There's a lot of Canadians here, guys. There's a lot of everybody here. Aussies, Americans, a lot of everybody. Why? And once they get here, they get hooked. Team Meyer, condo tours and jumped in look great. Does anyone know how the noise is at Riviera and the busy road? Thanks. I don't know if it's a problem. I'll have to check it out and do some research on that, ask around. And then again, if you paid a little more and you rented for a month only to check it out, you could make the deal afterwards, maybe. What a sale, Vegas Chris. Yeah, Chris, we went all to the furniture markets, mostly Dallas, LA, and Chicago. Did Vegas a few times. Amazing shows. Yeah, you do see everything under the sun, and typically some deals. Philippi, I almost forgot, Brooke. I sent one of the videos that you read my comment to my sister. She yelled at me for calling you and Coop by your first names. Can I have your permission to do that? Well, sure. You can call us whenever you want. Just don't call us late for supper. Philippi, because she said Dad would take me behind the woodshed the next visit without your permission. She's old school. Yeah, no, we're not that. We're not like that. Alfa Romeo, Brooke, looks like the Hurricanes going to win the Stanley Cup tonight. Scores 2-0. Canes in the third. Yeah, and Jesus, that New York team, they won the NBA, guys. And I remember back in the 70s when the Knicks won it the last time. So that's over 50 years ago. And but they were like the Maple Leafs. 67, I think they won, never won it since. Well, that was like New York, but they beat San Antonio. And I'll tell you, San Antonio had bad luck. But that team is so young with San Antonio, they will come back, and I think they'll be the ones laying the rubber down on the Knicks if the Knicks get back again. Knicks had a good team, don't get me wrong, but the future's with that San Antonio team, in my opinion. John Bain, Cape Cod. Mike, we vacation on the vineyard. I was born in Boston. Good on you. Live and learn with Mike. I love my e-bike. I'm okay. Mine is a 750 watt. Mike's got a nice bike, guys, and that thing goes like snot. So yeah, don't rule that out. I don't know if Mikey had a helmet on the day he pulled up. Maybe he did. But yeah, you should wear a helmet on those. And it's a good bike. I mean, it'll haul ass. Vegas Chris, my condo goes on the market tomorrow. I'm on a queen mattress on the floor, have sold everything except the condo, and even my truck was sold to a friend that will let me keep it until I head that way. There you go. Yeah, so he's downsized. Vegas Chris, I have 2 suitcases, one back, and no storage. Well, you're doing it the right way. I'm still paying that damn storage locker I shouldn't have ever got into. Should have just got rid of the junk. Can't tell you most of it what's in there. Vegas Chris, let's go. Let's go, Toronto. Thorne Bismarck, have a good day, Brooke and the gang. It's past my bedtime. Yeah, I get it. What are we at here? Almost 2 hours, so it's getting time to sign off here. Love me, lonely kiss. I'm almost 51 with no wife or children. When I retire at 62, will 2.3 Social Security and 700 a month from investments. Oh, hell yeah. That's like $3,000 a month US. Shit, you won't spend it all, especially being a single guy too. Unless you want to party a lot, maybe. No, that'll be plenty to live on. Live and earn with Mike. I was stopped with my Thai girlfriend with my e-bike at a checkpoint. Once they saw my pedals, they told me to go. They probably didn't even ask for. Yeah. So yeah, if you got the pedals there, then they'll. We mentioned that earlier. Thanks for that, Mike. Robert Pierpont, 32 or 36 square meters is tiny. It is. If it was a nice sized balcony, because that balcony square meter size is counted in the total square meters of the condo. Yeah, there you go. I wasn't sure about that, but it looks like it is. So, yeah. Anyways, when you're in, you'll know when you walk into a place, guys. Geez, this is small or is it not? And you'll make your call. Johnny Pulo, Southside Johnny. There he is. Good day, Brookie and viewers. Hope everyone is well. The Sydney Roosters. I think they're doing okay this year, those Roosters, Johnny. When are you coming back here, buddy? You can use that spare room I got for a week or so if you're looking. Johnny has some good friends here. One of them is Alfa Romeo, believe it or not. And they have such a good time that Alpha wants to remember the good times with Southside Johnny or Johnny Poulos. And so he takes pictures of John in various, places he's having fun at. And then he'll get T-shirts made with John's picture on it. And I think one of them he was doing a pole dance. Another one he was, I shouldn't say these things, maybe. Yeah. Anyways, we'll look forward to seeing you, Johnny, when you're back. Him and Alpha get along good. Mark Schaefer, hey, Brooke, I'll tell you how to find a 7-Eleven in Thailand. Walk out any street and look to the right, look to the left, stand up, sit down. You'll see a 7-Eleven. Look to the left and there will be another one. Yeah, that's true. He's absolutely right on. Philippi, when is Coop due back? He's flying back Wednesday afternoon, I believe, Wednesday evening. So he'll be back for Saturday's live stream. I missed the banter between you two. Okay, instead of the Three Stooges, it's the Two Stooges show. Yes, they were good, weren't they? And ours there's no admission. Can you believe that? Alfa Romeo, Chuck Chard. Snowbird from December to March in the Land of Smiles is a great idea. Yeah, that's Alpha can't wait. He's been doing that for years, guys. He's can't wait. Rick Price. So which condos are beachfront that would be reasonable rent in reasonable, like up to $700 a month? Well, there was a few mentioned earlier, Ricky, on the channel. So go back and check that out. And there's all kinds there. So, the videos will tell you, but Copacabana's down there. There's Rivieras. There's Cetus, Eris. There's a bunch. How big you'll get for that, and that price $700, that'll get you units down there. What is that? That's 20 22,000 bought. So yeah, there'll be units you get on that. Definitely there'll be studios, likely one bedrooms. Now there won't be the brand new buildings, likely, you know. Timmy P, Vegas Chris, congrats on winning Lord Stanley. Carter Hart is from here. Okay. Why the Oilers never went after him still boggles my mind. Stranger things have happened. Philippi, not everyone with the libs in charge in Toronto, with the homeless and addicts hanging out drunk or high. Yeah. It's society somewhat has gone backwards. Alfa Romeo at Johnny Pulo. See you in December or January, Johnny. I'm currently working on a new collection of T-shirts for my favorite Malakas. That's an inside joke, but they'll get it. Timmy P, Vegas Chris. Oops, thought I read the Knights are winning. I have to wear my glasses more often. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think the Hurricanes are playing the Vegas Knights, but apparently it looks like the Hurricanes are going to win it. Junkie and Jalex, I'm getting the keys to my 40 square meter condo at Cetus. Nice building. I've been in Cetus. It's great views typically. So, yeah, and that's 40 square meters, man. That's bigger than the 35 I had by 10%, at least 12%. So, yeah, should be good. Keys today is 2,300 baht per month. Oh, what? Was it Seaview? No, 23,000. That'll be. I'm well pleased. Yeah. No, that's great. 23 is very reasonable. I pay a little more than that for this, and I'm not on the beach, so yeah, bingo, good. Live and learn with Mike. Thanks, Brooke, for a great live stream. Well, thanks, Mikey. Look forward to seeing you back. We'll have coffees and laugh and tee-hee, as we always do. Vegas Chris, Carolina Hurricanes are your 2026 Stanley Cup champions. Good on them. Interesting story with Mike. I'll let it slide. Mike, he knows he's a pretty technical guy, and he found a guy that will custom build a tuk-tuk for him, and it'll be legal, and it'll be in his name, and he'll probably be the only guy or one of maybe two in all of Jomtien that has a tuk-tuk, and they're typically only in Bangkok. But and knowing Mike and what I've heard, it's gonna be pimped out, guys. So in fact, the guy said, look, we're going to have to put a sign on the back, not for hire. You know what I mean? Because people are going to start walking to get on this thing. Because in Bangkok, that's all they do is it's like a taxi service, right? But no, not his. I'll be looking forward to seeing that, Mikey. I don't know if he'll probably be ready when he gets back. Philip, hi. I live in New York City, and when the Knicks lost, they had a riot between the fans. They also rioted when the Knicks took it all. So they'll riot for any reason there. Too many drunks and troublemakers at the games. Yeah, no doubt. Now, the Knicks hadn't won it in a long time, so, you know, they were happy. John P. Yes, go Canes. Okay, so we got some. Pink slip. When money gets tight, I pimped the wife out a few days to help shore up the bills. That might even work in Thailand. I don't know if you got a Thai wife that was so inclined, but you wouldn't want to do that. Rego Park, New York City. Hi from Queens. Nice live stream from your home stadium. Let me ask, is your building any issues with noise, cigarette smoke, or bugs? Look at in 4 years here, probably each of those we've come across. Rarely and never for long. So we had ants in in this unit a bit, in one of the others, but that gets cleaned up in less than a day. You know, something happened that they caused them to do that. Cigarette smoke, not in ours, just maybe you get on an elevator and some idiot had done it, or into the lobby, and but it goes away. And also same with marijuana smoke, you'd see, you know, a bit, but they're not allowed to do that. So it's rare. Noise, not so much. If you live near the front, I live at the way back of the complex in building E. If you were in A or B, those are kind of like the front units. And if you were like right low and near the roads, you might get noise. I've heard guys say that. So yeah, the buildings, but you'll know that when you, and again, rent before you buy, or, rent before you commit long term, because that can be an issue for some people. I can handle noise quite easily. You get kind of used to it. But here, no, I don't have noise problems at all. Further back from the road, the better. Vegas Chris, thanks for another great live stream. Brooke, do an amazing job. See you back here in a couple days. Yeah, Wednesday we'll be back, guys. See you then. Let's get this wound up here. We're getting down the last few comments, hopefully. Jenny Poulos, hey, Romeo, what happens in Thailand gets published on your T-shirts. Correct. And we all look forward to seeing them. Rev Doc, not too late to hit the like button. Next time, Brookie and the gang. See you next time. Yeah, thanks for that. Hit the like button. And here's the last one. Pink Slip. I pimp the wife out a few times a month to shore the bills. Pay the bill. She has some fun and I make a few bucks. Okay. I think he's being facetious with that statement. But okay, guys, thanks again. We're over 2 hours now. Hopefully it's some learning experience for all of us. And we'll see you back on Wednesday, Market Matters Wednesday, and see what's happening in the markets then. And Coop's back on Saturday, and he'll have a great live stream then. So without further ado, we'll check out now, and stay tuned for the outro. I think it's called a little more chair dance music, isn't it? See you next time. Stay safe.
Woke up in the land of smiles, sun shining bright. Elephants wandering through the morning light. Temples glow with gold, the air's alive. Thailand's magic got me feeling so high. From the markets buzzing, colors so bold, to the stories in the streets, ancient and old. Every corner's got a vibe, it's calling my name. Cooper's out here, and I'm loving the game. Cooper's Thaiadventure. Oh, what a thrill. Chasing the beauty from the sea to the hills. Cooper's Thaiadventure. Can't get enough. Thailand's got my heart, it's the land that I love. It's the land that I love. Golden beaches, sand so soft and white. Crystal waves crashing under starlit nights. Snorkel in the cold, dance in the tide. Every moment's a wave, I just wanna ride. Pad thai sizzling, spice lights up my soul. Mango sticky rice, yeah, it makes me whole. Tom Yum's got that kick, flavor so divine. Thailand's food's a feast and it's blowing my mind. Cooper's Thaiadventure. Oh, what a thrill. Chasing the beauty from the sea to the hills. Cooper's Thaiadventure. Can't get enough. Thailand's got my heart, it's still my heart. It's the land that I love. It's the land that I love. It's the land that I love. From Chiang Mai's mountains to Koh Samui's shore, every step's a story, I'm craving for more. Smiles all around, the people so kind. Thailand's a treasure that's one of a kind. Floating markets, lanterns in the sky. Festivals that spark like the stars up high. Jungles whisper secrets, rivers carve the land. Cooper's holding Thailand in the palm of my hand. Elephants roam in the sunset's blaze. Every day's a wonder lost in a daze. From spicy street eats to the ocean's embrace, Thailand's a paradise I'll never erase.